Hello, I'm Annette Young, the host of the 51%, and I think you can guess where we are. The French capital is hosting the 2024 Olympic Games, and its organisers say that for the first time ever, women and men will be equally represented. So we're asking the question, do these Games really deserve a gold medal for parity? Not only will there be equal representation on the field, the Paris Games will give greater prominence to women's events. Yet the barriers for women were once so high that they had to compete in a rival Women's Olympics in the 1920s before they were allowed to join the Games. Until 1968, women were barred from competing in any race of more than 200 metres. And even in 1976, female events still made up only a quarter of the Olympic program. We're at the Stade Charlotte in Paris to meet Roxana Maracineanu, both a former French Olympic swimmer and sports minister, to see if she agrees true parity has indeed been reached.
We hope that these games in France will offer a solution to the inequalities between women and men, not only in the field of sport, but also in society in general. And if sport can be a messenger of the need for gender equality, and if it can be done here, now, at the time of the Paris Games, it will still be a victory in this fight, which is never over. Of course, I'm very hopeful, and I do think we're going to reach a real milestone with what's been done in sport in France, especially if sport and the international sporting community leaves Paris with a backpack full of wonderful ideas on how to boost gender equality. I think that the sporting community will also be able to spread the word in other countries, where talking about equality and the existence of women in society is even more necessary than it is here.
So, in your opinion, what are the major challenges that still lie ahead in seeking gender parity in Olympic sports?
For France, the challenges are pretty clear. Since the 2022 law on gender parity in sports leadership, we have still yet to negotiate that with the sporting community. The next step is to talk about rules of succession at the head of federations, saying that a man in the position must be followed by a female president, and vice versa. So I think that such a move is possible in the field of sport. Of course, there's also work to be done on the coaching community, and there is a very significant gap in France between the number of men and women who are coaches, and who therefore also become role models for the young girls who are participating in sports, and who can then imagine themselves in such a role later on. And here we still have some way to go. But I think we've understood the problem. It also has a lot to do with the protection of female athletes when they practice their sports. And during my 4 years at the ministry, we worked on this, and we're continuing to do so today, on the fight against sexual violence and abuse, and the harassment that female athletes continue to suffer.
We're just going to take a pause there because one common complaint about women's sportswear is that it's often way too revealing and skimpy. The US women's field and track team even making it known that they're not too impressed with their uniform for the Paris Olympics, reigniting concerns about sexism. So why is this still happening in 2024?
Ayodele Ikuesan is an Olympic sprinter, also a mother of 2 and 39 years old.
These leggings are really high-waisted so they don't fall down around the hips.
She's called time on being told what to wear. She wants to dress comfortably.
There's always been a certain pressure. People want female athletes to be super feminine, super sexy, pretty. And what we've always said is that we're sportswomen, so we're there to do sport, to perform.
But the kit suppliers have a hard time listening. When Nike unveiled the official Team USA kit for Paris 2024 last year, this extremely high-cut singlet for track and field raised eyebrows. Sprinter Lauren Fleshman reposted the kit on Instagram, labelled Patriarchy 2024.
Professional athletes should be able to compete without dedicating brain space to constant pew vigilance or the mental gymnastics of having every vulnerable piece of your body on display.
These sexualizing garments are part of a bigger problem, that women's sport should be about an aesthetic dictated by men.
Aucune étude scientifique de gestion, de management n'a démontré.
No scientific study has demonstrated that an outfit that exposes and hypersexualizes the female body attracts more spectators or TV audiences. But there is this idea that you need to give over an ultra-feminine identity that in the end is all about satisfying male desires and interests.
Qui correspond au fond surtout aux désirs et aux intérêts des hommes.
In 2021, the Norwegian beach handball team were slapped with a €1,500 fine for wearing shorts instead of the regulation bikini. Regulations have since changed, and athletes have pushed for further change. German gymnast Sarah Voss made waves when she broke from the traditional leotard to compete in a full-length bodysuit. Unfortunately, when you follow the money, sportswomen say attracting sponsorship is still much easier for those whose bodies correspond to what's in fashion in the magazines.
So as we see there, Roxana, sexism in women's sportswear is still very much a problem.
Yes, the subject of sportswear, whether they're too revealing or sometimes covering up too much, it's a real problem because, once again, it's women's outfits that are under discussion, and they're often under discussion in male circles. Women aren't the ones deciding how to dress or how not to dress. It's the people in the sporting federations, who are mostly men, who decide. Or else it's the sponsors, also companies run by male directors, and who decide on this or that outfit that the sportswomen are going to wear. I'm in favor of women taking their destiny into their own hands, including on the subject of clothing, listening to them, hearing their voices, and not those of men, who all too often turn women's outfits into political issues.
Another issue confronting the Olympics is that of transgender rights. It's caused much heated debate within the world of sports. For these games, international sporting federations have been asked to devise a new set of rules which have prevented many transgender athletes from competing. Our team went to meet one of them.
BMX is her life. Chelsea Wolfe started riding at 6 years old. A passion that lifts her spirits.
It's fun. It's as if all the bad things happening in the world just melt away for a moment, at least until I land.
As a transgender teenager, Chelsea no longer felt safe at home in conservative Florida and decided to move to liberal California. But her transition with hormone replacement therapy has deeply affected her training.
It changes literally every fiber of your being, from mental to physical and emotional. I'm now 3 inches shorter than I used to be. I'm a shoe size and a half smaller, and my hands are smaller as well. There's a lot of weight gain that's associated with it, muscle loss, energy decreases, you lose the ability to recover after workouts. So the effects are extremely powerful, and being able to push through that wasn't something I was sure I would be able to do.
In 2021, Chelsea pursued her dream and attended the Tokyo Olympics as an alternate. Less than a year later, her career suddenly stopped when major international federations tightened rules for transgender athletes. Previously, trans women had to limit testosterone levels to compete in the female category, as seen with the pioneer Laurel Hubbard. Now, those who have gone through male puberty are banned, meaning Chelsea cannot qualify for the Paris Olympics. Neither can US swimmer Leah Thomas. Her case sparked heated debates after she won the highest college title in America in 2022. Many say fair play is at risk.
The category was created for females, for women, after masses of years and years of struggles to try and get the opportunities at the Olympics. When I went to my first Olympics, there were 4 men to every single female. We're nowhere near parity. You look at how much male sports people earn. So, I empathise and I would very much support their choices in life, but I still say that females are entitled to fair sport.
There's not enough scientific research that compare trans and cisgender women. In France, the sports ministry has asked experts to discuss the issue and come up with suggestions. Among them, athletes, doctors and sociologists.
Historically, contemporary sports trace back to late 19th century England with adult white men. Women had to fight to participate. And throughout the 20th century, indigenous people and individuals with disabilities or impairments also had to struggle to access elite sports. So perhaps today, transgender individuals are the emerging group that's forced to fight just to be accepted.
Some sports federations have suggested creating a new category for trans athletes, who make up less than 0.001% of Olympians so far.
And that's it for this special edition. We'll be taking a break over the European summer, but we will be back at the end of August. So until then, bye for now.